Everyone, we're going to get started with a new unit today. So we're moving from fractions, done with that, on to measurement. And so our first lesson in measurement is going to be talking about benchmarks that are used for metric units or units in the metric system. So real fast, we need to first discuss what exactly this is that we're starting to talk about. Here in the United States, we actually don't use the metric system frequently. We primarily use what's called the customary system of units. So, for length of something, we might measure it in inches or distance in miles. If we have a liquid we want to measure, we typically would measure in cups or pints or gallons or things like that. And then for weights or mass of objects, we typically use measurements like pounds or ounces is another one as well. However, that's not what happens in most of the world. Most of the world and scientists as well, we've actually talked about this in science class, how when we do collect data and when we take measurements, we need to record it in metric units. We started this process for our science fair project. So we've already kind of been exposed to the metric system a little bit through science, and this is actually what the rest of the world uses all the time. It's called the metric system of units, and it's actually pretty simple. It's actually simpler compared to customary units that we use here in America, where 12 inches equals a foot and 1,760 yards equals a mile. Very kind of random numbers almost. The metric system is actually a lot easier. So what exactly is it? Well, it's a measuring system that's based on the primary units of grams, liters, and meters. I'm actually going to switch to my handy dandy pen here. So grams, liters, and meters are our primary units here. And you're going to see them in the chart here. Okay, they're different colors. It's very similar to place value, and we'll talk about that in a second. Each unit of measurement is 10 times as large as the next smaller unit. So what exactly does that mean? Well, it means that this is 10 times larger than this, which is 10 times larger than this, which is 10 times larger than this. This is what the arrows represent down here. So this is a chart explaining the metric units. I really like it because it has everything kind of in one place. And so these red words up here are prefixes, and I'm sure you've learned about prefix already in language arts, how that's a part that goes to the beginning of a word. So you notice how all down this column here, milli is a prefix and it goes in front of the unit, meter, gram, and liter. Same thing with centi and deci and deca and hecto. They're all prefixes that get attached to the front of these units here. And so the unit is kind of the starting point. There's no prefix on it. And so something I really like in the metric system is you can kind of see here, so these are all smaller than the unit, and then these are all larger than the unit. And there's 3 on each side, so that makes it, kind of nice and even. So let's just run through and talk about these real fast. So we have kilo, hecto, deca, which can be spelled with either a K or a C. The unit has no prefix. Then we have deci, centi, and milli. And this is the order that they go in. And this is a little mnemonic device, something to help you kind of remember the order of these prefixes, for later on. It's also useful for when you're doing comparisons and conversions. So King Henry does usually drink chocolate milk. I had to change what they originally had. I forgot what it was, but it wasn't this. And this is one that I've used for a long time. That's really pretty fun and easy to remember. So each of the letters in the mnemonic device matches the beginning letter, except for here the U stands for unit, not the actual prefix. Stands for the same beginning letter as in the prefixes. Now the only thing you might notice here, okay, we have 2 that start with a D. We have deca and we have deci. And the only thing that I have to offer is that when you're putting these in order, just remember that A comes before I in the alphabet. And so then when you're setting up your units, deca will come before deci because A comes before I. So that's just, we'll definitely see this chart some more in the future. And then again, just referring to how it has to do with place value. When we have, when we have ones and tens and hundreds in our place value charts, so, when we have 10 ones, we would go over to the tens place. And when we have 10 tens, we would go over to the hundreds place. So this works the same way. When you have 10 of one of these units, then you actually can go over to the next unit. So 10 of these would equal one of these, and then 10 of these you would, continue down the line. So let's go ahead and start with the metric units of length and some benchmarks for those. Sorry, I'm going to switch this out. And so we talked a little bit about these already. We have millimeter, centimeter, decimeter, meter, and kilometer or kilometer. And I'll probably say kilometer more. And so these are the most popular units of measurement in length in the metric system. Now there are decameters and hectometers. We don't really use those a whole lot, even in the other countries where they, use the metric system. And so these are some benchmarks. These are just some kind of everyday things that you can use to help you reference the size of these units of measurement. So we're going to start here with the millimeter, and it's super, super tiny. A millimeter is actually only about the width of a pin. So not the length going this way, but just like that tiny little, pinpoint, the width of the pin itself. Or you could think of like a sewing needle, the point of a sewing needle. Very, very, very small unit of measurement. A millimeter is very tiny. And so if you were to move on to the next unit, the centimeter, if you took your pointer finger or middle finger and measured the width of either of those fingers, it would be very close to about a centimeter wide. Okay, and then we have a decimeter, and a decimeter is not used quite as often either, but we are going to explore these a little bit tomorrow in our next lesson. So if you went from the base of your pinky all the way out to your thumb, and if your hand was relaxed, just kind of not all the fingers, close together, but if you just had a relaxed hand, from the base of the pinky to the thumb would be about a decimeter in width. And then we have a meter, and what you can use for that reference is a standard entry doorway. So not like a closet doorway, but when you go into a house, that doorway is usually about 1 meter wide. It has to be a fairly good size because people moving furniture in and out of a house, has to fit through the doorway, right? And then the last one is 1 kilometer. And if you're walking at a pretty average pace, you can still have a conversation with somebody, but you're not running really or anything like that. You're just having a good walk. In about 10 minutes, you would cover the span of 1 kilometer. And so next time you ever go out for a walk, if you have one of those watches, that keeps track of your distance, go for about 10 minutes and see how far it says you've gone. It'll probably be somewhere in the range of a kilometer. Obviously, your speed is going to have a pretty good impact on that, but again, just a nice average walking pace. And so, going off of these benchmarks here, do you think the length of your room would be greater than or less than 1 kilometer? Well, unless if your room is just absolutely gigantic, I would hope that you'd say that it is less than 1 kilometer. If you had to measure the length of your room, you would probably want to use meters to measure it. So another way that we use the metric system is to measure liquid volume. The primary units here are the milliliter and the liter. Okay, and so the milliliter is going to be much smaller. If you've ever had to take medicine in a dropper before, the dropper holds about 1 milliliter of liquid. And so a milliliter is not a whole lot. It's just a few drops of from a dropper similar to this. The milliliter is not a whole lot, but compared to a liter, okay, this is I don't want to say the brand, but this is a pretty popular water bottle brand that it actually holds exactly 1 liter of water, which is actually equal to 1,000 milliliters. So another way you could think about 1 liter is, the big soda bottles at the stores, those are 2-liter bottles. So if you actually cut those in half, that would be equal to 1 liter. Still a pretty decent amount of liquid. So if you think about, not a regular like disposable water bottle, but there's like those brands that are a little bit fancier and their bottles are a little bit bigger. Those are closer to about 1 liter of water. So if you were really thirsty, would you want to drink 1 liter of water or 1 milliliter of water? I don't know if the 1 milliliter of water would help you out a whole lot, so I hope you said that you would want the 1 liter of water to really quench your thirst. And last but not least, we have units of mass. Mass can also be thought about as weight. Okay, so you would use something like a scale to measure mass. And so we have 2 main units here as well. We have the gram and we have the kilogram. So a gram is roughly about the weight or the mass of $1 bill. So not a whole lot, right? Now, compared to a kilogram, if you had a standard wooden baseball bat, it's something, it's not too heavy, but it's still something where you have to, exert some force to lift it up. So a kilogram is not, it's not like insanely heavy, but it still has some weight to it. So the relationship here is 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram. So essentially, if you had, like a stack of 1,000, dollar bills, it actually would probably have an equal mass to the baseball bat. So just to kind of help you put that in context. So my question for you here is, do you think a strawberry, because it is strawberry picking season after all, do you think it weighs about 7 grams or 7 kilograms? And while you're thinking about that, I'm actually going to fix this because I just realized I made a typo. All right, I'm back. Well, I don't know what strawberries you've been picking or seeing, but I sure hope that you chose 7 grams. Actually is the average mass or weight of a strawberry. 7 kilograms would be ginormous if equal to 7 baseball bats. So that'd be a huge strawberry. All right, and so just to kind of review real fast, which unit of measurement would you choose to measure each of the following? So we have 4 different scenarios here. Go ahead and pause the video real fast and choose, you're not going to use all of them obviously, but choose which word from the word bank would be used to measure these. Okay, the distance from Raleigh to Pinehurst. It's going to be one of the meters, okay? That's a pretty large distance, so we would, oops, that's right, I need to switch this out and just use my pointer. So we want to use the kilometer here to measure that. It's the largest unit that we can measure distance in. And then we have the length of the kitchen table. Well, centimeters, those are about the width of a finger. Meters are about the width of a doorway. If you wanted to be the most efficient way of, measuring possible, we would go with the meter. The amount of punch in a punch bowl, well, that's going to be between liters and milliliters because it's liquid volume. A medicine dropper would take forever to measure or punch in a punch bowl, so we should go with liter here. And then the mass of a postcard, or how much a postcard weighs, well, if I had to choose between grams and kilograms, I would choose gram. It would be really expensive to weigh a postcard that weighed over a kilogram. And so your activity today is going to be to complete IXL lesson in point 12. It's just going to give you some more scenarios like this to choose the most appropriate unit of measurement. And I also want you to kind of just look around your house and take a picture of something and write down the estimate measurement that you would use in metric units. So for example, take a picture of something and tell me, would you measure its length in meters or its weight in grams or kilograms or something like that. All right, thanks. I'll see you guys later. Bye.